everybody, it's Cheyenne and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about ortho. So first, I am not an ortho assistant. I just started learning about ortho. I've only done a few little trainings, so I want to go over the basics of ortho with you guys and just my opinion on it and just some of the stuff that I've learned or am in the process of learning, but I still have a ton to learn and I am nowhere near an ortho assistant. So if you're looking for an experienced ortho assistant, this is not your video. Don't look here. I don't know a ton about ortho. Again, it's just going to do the basics. But first, this video does have a sponsor, so super exciting. It is sponsored by Otis, which stands for Online Dental Assistant School. And it is a dental assistant online school, of course. And I will leave the link and everything down in the description box below. But this is an 18-week course that you can do online. Now this program is different from others because it has a ton of information. It has Danby practice test. It also helps you with job postings within your area. It can help you find tutors. It just has a ton of information and is really just a fantastic program. And the price point is amazing also. From someone who paid a ton of money to go through a course at a community college, the price point on this course is amazing. And it's even amazing if you just want some extra training or if you just want to see if dental assisting is right for you. So right now I have a promo code Cheyenne. You can use that for 50% off the course, which makes it $500. And there's a few other fees in there, like your book and some other course material, but the course regular price is like $1,000, and with my code Cheyenne, it's $500. So a great deal. So I will leave all that information down below, and thank you to our sponsor. But anyways, let's get back to ortho. So like I said, I have been an assistant for like 9 years. I've just done general dentistry, and I kind of wanted to see how I liked ortho. So I started doing some training. I did have braces when I was younger, so it always kind of intrigued me. I want to say this, an ortho assistant does pretty much everything. I mean, of course, your orthodontist is there to monitor the teeth and see how they're moving and, you know, decide what treatment to do. But ortho assistants, they run the show. I mean, I was amazed with how much ortho assistants actually do. As in the orthodontist, you know, of course, they're very knowledgeable and they go to school for a very long time, but they are basically just monitoring the work, and the assistants are actually doing the work, and they're the ones seeing the patients and trimming wires and putting the braces on and all that great kind of stuff. So ortho is definitely different than general dentistry. So I want to talk about teeth numbering real fast with ortho. So the teeth numbering is a little confusing, and you'll need to know when you're putting the brackets on, which teeth to place them on, of course. So the teeth numbering system, basically the mouth is broken into four quadrants. So write down, of course, the middle of 8 and 9 and the middle of 24 and 25. So you have your upper right, upper left, lower right. Okay. So when you start, this is number 1. And then you go all the way back to number 8. So number 1, all the way back to number 8. Number 1, all the way back to number 8. Number 1, all the way back to number 8. So these front teeth, you know, 8 and 9, 24 and 25, those are always going to be number 1. And then your back, so your back, you know, wisdom teeth are always going to be 8. So it's 1 through 8 in every quadrant. So I'll put a little diagram up here too. So the brackets are going to be labeled for these teeth. So when somebody comes in with a fresh set of teeth and they want brackets placed, you're going to sit them down, you're going to polish their teeth, and then you're going to get your brackets out that you're going to be using, and then you're going to etch the teeth, you know, kind of like how we do for sealants and fillings and things like that. You're going to etch the teeth, and then you're going to put a bond onto the teeth, and then you're going to place the correct bracket for each tooth, okay? Now, once the assistant has done that and placed all the brackets on, the orthodontist will then come in and make sure he likes the placement of the brackets, because the assistant kind of just puts them in the middle of the teeth. So the orthodontist will come in, check it, make sure that the brackets are placed correctly if he wants to move them around a little bit. And then he will use a curing light and cure the brackets to the teeth. And then the assistant will then put the wire on and then add the rubber bands to keep the wire onto the bracket, of course, and then do the fun colors and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of other things you can get into, which I think is further along in ortho, which I've kind of saw, but I haven't really gotten into yet, which is like ligatures and chains and all this other kind of stuff. Like I said, this video is just going to be the basics. So that's the numbering system, and that's kind of what happens when a patient first gets braces. That is what the assistant will do, and then the orthodontist will check it. So there are a couple main tools that you use in ortho. There's, of course, like wire cutters, and then you use like an ortho scaler to kind of help pop off the rubber bands when you want to change out the rubber bands for the patients. And then also, which I do have, this is called a Matthew plier, I believe. So this here is what you'll use to put the rubber bands on. You also use the ortho scaler, but also use this. This kind of has a nice grip. I don't have an ortho scaler, so this is going to be kind of hard to see here, but I will show you kind of like if you're going to put a rubber band on real quick. You're going to want to use this, grab, and it has like a little locking thing at the end. So you grab your rubber band that you want to place on. See if I have an open bracket here. Oh, this one's open. So you hook it on. Oops, it's kind of hard to do this without the scaler. So you would just hook it on to like the top part of the bracket, and then you can bring it down below. And now that tooth has the rubber band on it. So it's kind of hard to see, but basically you're putting the rubber band around the bracket, and there's like these 4 little hooks that you just guide the rubber band around. Now the ortho scaler kind of looks like an Explorer, so it has a sharp end at the end of it, and that's what you can kind of use to pop off the rubber bands to make it a little bit easier. So of course, when you get more into ortho, there's different ways to put the rubber bands on. There's like a crisscross technique that kind of shapes the rubber band like an X, or there's just the regular way to put the band on. And again, those are things that your orthodontist will let you know. So basically the basics. So somebody, of course, will come in for a consultation. What I've observed is the assistant is with the orthodontist, so they can type out all the notes. The orthodontist will go over how long the patient's going to be in braces for, if they want to do Invisalign or regular, braces. And then they'll discuss treatment, if the patient has like an overbite, an underbite, if their bite's just funky, if they're trying to move a tooth, whatever they're trying to do. We'll talk about they're a good candidate for braces and then how long that's going to take. So then that patient will, of course, leave. They'll come back another day for the placement of their braces. And that is what we talked about earlier, where you do like the prophy, and then you do the etch and the bond and place the brackets. The orthodontist will check them, and then he will cure the brackets to the teeth, and then you will put the wire on. Now there are different sizes of wire for what stage they are in ortho. So there's a certain wire that patients will use when they first get braces. So you put that on first, do the colors that they would like. If there's any chains that the orthodontist would like or anything like that, you'll help them with that. Now, after that, when they come in for appointments, it's basically the orthodontist monitoring the work, changing the wires out to a different thickness, or making them tighter, or changing the bands to do like crisscross technique if you're trying to pull a tooth down or whatever it may be. They're basically coming in, so you'll ask the orthodontist beforehand what he would like to do with this certain patient, or he'll take a look, he'll let you know. You'll take off all the rubber bands and the wires, put new ones on, and yeah, that's basically it. And then at the end of their treatment, they'll get their braces off, which It was actually really, really fun. I was able to take some braces off. I was amazed how easy they were to take off. I was like, wow, I wish I would have known this when I was a kid. Well, probably not, because I probably would have taken them off all the time. But they're super easy to remove. So when a patient comes in to get their braces taken off, you, of course, will take off all the rubber bands, take off the wires, and then you literally just use, you're not going to use this, it's something else, but you just grab the bracket and it literally just pops right off. So you're going to pop off all the brackets. It's not painful. The patient's not numb for any of this, nothing like that. You just pop it off. And of course, there's going to be excess cement on the teeth. So you're going to try to polish that off or use like a slow speed burr to try to get that cement off. And then whatever you can't get off, then the orthodontist will take off with a handpiece. So then you polish their teeth. You take some pictures of, you know, after what it looks like. And then at the consultation, you do before photos. And then you take some impressions because you do have to make them a like night guard to wear or like retainer to wear. So their teeth don't move. Now, all orthodontists are different. I had to wear my retainer until I was 18, and then I was allowed to not wear it anymore. A lot of people wear them for a lifetime. All orthodontists are a little bit different. But yeah, they'll make you a retainer. So that's like the basics of ortho. And believe me, there's still a ton to learn. I really, really do enjoy ortho. I think it's fun. If you're more of an independent worker, I think that ortho is great for assistants that kind of like to do their own thing because you don't really work a ton with the orthodontist. You are kind of doing your own thing and working with your own patients. There's a lot of work to do that the assistant does do that the orthodontist doesn't really partake in. So if you're more of an independent dental assistant and don't want to be in procedures all day with like a dentist and you kind of want to do your own thing, I think ortho would be great for you. Also, it's a little bit, even though there's a lot to learn with the ligatures and the chains and everything like that, I don't think there's as much as general dentistry. You're not working with hundreds of different instruments and things like that. It is, you know, just a specialty. I don't mean just a specialty, but it's a very important specialty, but there's not a ton of instruments that you're working with. So it might be a little bit easier to learn if that stresses you out. And the online dental assisting, or the online dental assistant school, Otis, that we talked about earlier, does have an ortho section. So if you are thinking about doing that program, they do have an ortho section. So yeah, like I said, this is very just the basics of it. I kind of wanted to explain what ortho is and just my opinion on it. If you're interested in more ortho videos, let me know. I can maybe in the future do a video. I'm not sure with these models if you can take these off and replace them back on. I'll look into that, but that could be fun. Or finding a way to kind of zoom in a little bit better so you guys can actually see me place the rubber bands. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.